So the Eagle, how do you say his name?
Khabib Nurmagomedev.
Yeah, that guy. Apparently, he tweeted out that WWE has contacted him to join the brand.
Yep.
Now, after all this that happened at UFC 229 with Conor McGregor and the aftermath of that, maybe this could just be smoke and mirrors as him trying to prevent his guys from getting fired after what happened. Or this could be that WWE has shown interest in him. Shoot or work, we will see Khabib the Eagle in WWE.
I'm going to say shoot. And the reason I'm going to say shoot is we've seen Vince McMahon's willingness to work with other UFC stars before. So Ronda Rousey, we know she's the women's champion right now. Brock Lesnar was allowed to go back and forth between the WWE and UFC before, while still under contract, which is unique. And Vince always talks about doing what's best for business. And when you look at the sheer numbers and the sales of UFC 229, absolutely shattered the previous record of 1.6 million pay-per-view buys. It came in at 2.4 million pay-per-view buys. So me as a fan, I didn't even expect it to. They were saying all along it's going to surpass 2 million views. I was saying there's no way. And the reason I said no way is because Khabib was not really into the promotion of the pay-per-view. And not only was he not into it, but McGregor wasn't. So essentially what they had to do was they had to sell this on the previous story of, their history, some promos that they created, and one press conference that they had. Outside of that, there was very little promotion for this fight. So I didn't expect it to do 2 million views, let alone 2.4. That being said, Khabib, we've all seen and heard about the melee after the fight, which may have been Khabib's smartest dumb decision he's ever made. Because now he's a guy who's not going to talk. He's all about fighting for honor and letting his fighting inside the ring, or inside the octagon do his talking. You have this now, so he's all over ESPN. He's just destroyed Conor McGregor, who's arguably one of the best fighters of all time. And he's just sold a ton of pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. So now Vince McMahon's looking at that, and you have a legitimate badass in Khabib, who's also the UFC champion. How could you not want to bring him on to a certain extent? And when you look at Ronda was they brought her on, but it was also after she had lost a couple of fights, and a lot of people pointed that out, saying, well, she's only there because she can't compete in the UFC. You got to strike while the iron's hot. He's right now is at the top of the game. He may be the biggest star, he could be one of the biggest draws in terms of mixed martial arts. So why not capitalize on that?
I say this is a work. I think this is just him trying to prevent his guys from getting fired in UFC. He wants to stay in UFC. I don't think he has any interest in WWE whatsoever. And a lot of people may see this as, oh, he's a mixed martial arts guy. He'll be huge at WWE. Let us not forget that he's 154 pounds.
Well, that's what he weighs in at.
He weighs in at 154 pounds. That's 2 pounds lighter than I am. Now, granted, he has a lot more muscle than I do, but you know what that screams? That screams 205 Live.
Well,
if he goes there, he'll go to 205 Live, and like how I said with Marty Scurll, they'll need someone like him. Maybe Khabib is the guy that brings eyes to 205 Live, but I don't see Khabib saying, hey, I'm going to be on 205 Live. I don't picture a 150-pound guy. Granted, he's a mixed martial artist, a freakish athlete, just beat Conor McGregor, one of the best fighters in the world. There's some legitimacy to it, but I can't picture him at 150 pounds beating a Roman Reigns at 265, a Brock Lesnar at 285, a Braun Strowman at 350 pounds, and make it seem compelling enough.
Sure. Well, he weighs in at 155. He probably walks around at like 180, so there's a weight cut. And he also used to wrestle, I think, in heavyweight. So he can gain the muscle mass and gain the weight back, I'm sure. But we'll see. Nobody's even saying he'd compete in a legitimate match. I mean, maybe an appearance at WrestleMania, some type of run-in. They did it with Floyd Mayweather.
That's true.
Why not do it with him?
That's true.
I don't know who he'd go against, but
Big Show.
No.
He usually seems to be the scapegoat for that thing.
If you like this segment of the Squared Circle Psychobabble, why not listen to the full podcast by clicking the video on the screen right now? And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review wherever podcasts are available. If you want to see more videos of the Squared Circle Psychobabble, make sure you hit subscribe and the bell for notifications.